Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 PSP mini review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at a space shooter for $2, or the European version, a space shooter for £1.59. To be fair, that's UK euros in cents, obviously, in euros. I ain't got a clue what it really is, though. It's just, I think it's stupid calling it $2 when there's more than America on the planet. I don't even think it was $2 in Australia. So, anyway. You've got 3 save files at the start, which is pretty standard. Once you beat the game, you can go on New Game Plus, so you can keep all your stuff, but everything else is more powered up, like the enemies and that. But the main bulk of the game is you've got campaign mode, survival mode, you've got a load of achievements, which I will say this again before I get asked. No, they are not trophies. No, they will not count towards your trophy list. There are no trophies on PSP minis or PS1 games or anything like that. So hopefully that'll avoid the comments. Audio is obvious, help's obvious, and credits are obvious. So let's go on to the campaign, where you've got 16 missions overall. You've got 3 on each galaxy that are bosses, and 5 on each galaxy that are just little side missions where the bosses are progressive. They start as enemies all formed together like a transformer or something, and it goes and gets bigger and bigger and bigger over all 10. And it's quite cool to actually see that evolve, because the first one and the last one is just so vastly different. But the main part, as I say, is you've got 6 real bosses and the 10 side missions, and the bosses themselves are just, well, the story of the game, how you get your powers and that. You've then got the shop, where you can spend an absolute fortune in to upgrade all sorts of different weapons and power-ups and things like that. Some only work on the power-ups that you collect, some are just always there once you buy them, which is why they tend to cost like $1 million or $2 million and things like that. So let's just start off with the bog standard basic level, so I can at least show you some stuff. The story in the game I personally think is actually pretty awful, mainly because it actually glorifies being a bully, because that's the whole point of your character. It's supposed to be trying to make fun of him, but at the same time I don't think it comes off as actually doing that. It's just basically he used to beat up all the other kids and then became the best space shooter galaxy guy in the, well, the universe type thing. It's just, well, weird, and I personally didn't enjoy it. If you do, then I'm glad, really. So, anyway, as you might have noticed from the title, it is basically a shoot 'em up. So, the whole point is, enemies come at you, you shoot the crap out of them, you keep doing so, you get to the end of the level, you fight a boss. There's checkpoints on the levels, because the levels themselves are pretty damned huge. Some of them can take like 15-20 minutes, although that might just be if you're constantly dying to get money, because that's what these blue, green and purple things are. They're your credits. And you can buy magnets for your ship, so it's easier to collect the credits. So if the only hint I can actually say to help anyone out is this, then it's get the magnets first. You won't find yourself getting money faster than before. So even though they don't exactly power you up, it's still best to get them and just replay for your missions, because some missions with the upgraded magnet fully, you can get like 200, 300,000 credits if you do it right, so you can get your upgrades dead easy. You've got the overdrive meter in the top left, which I was just rambling on until I got it. It's basically, one of them, a huge explosion that wipes out all the enemies on the screen and takes large chunks off bosses. You've then got the power-ups, the things that you can collect to like speed up your shots and speed up your craft and stuff like that. Well, to be fair, they don't speed up your craft, they slow all the enemies down. It's weird. And then you've got the actual weapons that you get from beating the bosses, because every boss has a unique attribute, and you get it off them when you beat them, except obviously the end boss. So you've got a black hole generator, which sucks the enemies in. You've got a power beam like this, which just zaps everything to death. You've got ships that surround you, so they'll fire and they'll also protect you from shots. You've got this, which allows you to phase into another dimension and still shoot things, but you can't be hurt. And you've also got a freeze thing, which just freezes the enemies, and to be fair, out of all the power-ups, it's the worst on the game. Sorry, not power-ups, upgrades. It's because there's so many different things on this game. Power-ups, upgrades, specials, things like that. It's, considering it's a simplistic game, it's incredibly complicated to get all the language right at all times. So that's pretty much everything to say about the actual game. Obviously, as I say, 16 levels, they're pretty huge. They'll last you one hell of a time, especially if you want to upgrade your ship fully. And you do want to upgrade your ship fully because of the survival mode. So, this is the survival mode, and it's as you'd expect, really. You have that one energy bar on the left there, and to be fair, depending on when you play survival mode, depends on how big it is, because you start off with about 6 bricks. Every time you beat one of the side missions, instead of getting, you know, black hole or anything like that, because they're just little things, you get more health, and by beating all of them, you get a health bar that's about 3 times the size of the original bar. So it's well worth doing those before you actually take on the real levels, because the real levels can be quite hard, especially the end boss, who's got like 4 different phases, and he's just a beast, he really is. So it's just your standard shooter with others here, and survival mode's your standard survival mode. It's incredibly fun to play, and well, it's fun to play for a little bit. When you're going for the achievement where you have to play for an hour, yeah, that really is one of the achievements. Play survival mode for an hour, so survive. And no, I'm pretty sure it's not just a case of pausing the game for an hour. So that gets a bit boring, but at the same time, I suppose, if you're getting challenged, then it can be fun, because naturally, it doesn't always look like this. It's not always peaceful and serene. It gets harder and harder and harder, and you keep fighting those little side bosses in between, and it's just mad. It really is just insane at times. You've got so many shots firing around that are yours, your own, and everything. The screen can just be full with like 200, 300 things, and it's impossible to see what the hell's going on or anything like that, and that's when it gets quite fun. Obviously, you've got your score in the top right corner, what it currently is and what your best score is. Getting a million's also an achievement, and if you're a fan of How I Met Your Mother, then you're going to notice 3 of the achievements right away, what they're from and what they are. I won't spoil them or anything, but just look at the achievements basically when you get the game, and you should spot them right away. So that's pretty much everything there is to say about the game. For how cheap it is, it will last you hours. I must have played it 4 hours already, and I'm still only 70% done, even though I've actually beat the game. It's because I've got so many upgrades left to unlock. So here's a bit of the music.
This weapon is so destructive. Overdrive.
So that was a bit of the music and also some of the sound effects, and I've shown off the sound effects purely because you're going to be listening to them all the time, so they might dement you, and you might be best putting an iPod on or something, because honestly, when you use all your specials in a row, which sometimes you need to for a boss, you just get the catchphrases over again, just like dust to dust, dust to dust, dust to dust, weapon is so destructive, weapon is so destructive, and it just dements you, it really does. Anyway, I thought I might as well at least show one of the mini bosses off. It's pointless showing the main bosses off because they've each got a strategy, and I don't exactly want to spoil how you beat them. Those ones, you just pound the crap out of them. So there we go then, that's been the review. I hope you've enjoyed it, or at least found it helpful. You might have noticed I didn't score the game. Well, that's because it's a matter of personal opinion, and yours may very well differ from my own. I'm just here to show you a bit about the game. If you like it or not, well, that's up to you. If you don't like it, or you do like it, feel free to comment. Also, if I haven't answered any of your questions that you may have had, I might have forgot something, or it might just be something obscure. Again, feel free to comment, ask, always willing to help out. Otherwise, if you don't like commenting on YouTube, head over to www.vc-forums.com, where you can chat with me and a bunch of other lads who love the VC, the WiiWare, and hell, even a lot of other systems. We cater to pretty much everything. You can just go there, have a chat about a game, ask about some games, etc. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.